The narcissistic obedience paradox. Of all the amazing contradictions you will find with a narcissist, perhaps the most prominent one is their insatiable need to control and manage other people. They demand total obedience from those around them, but they themselves live chaotic and out of control lives. The hypocrisy is utterly amazing. A lot of narcissists cannot manage their own finances, even though they may be given a good income. A lot of narcissists cannot even manage their own household or their personal lives, but yet they want to manage and micromanage those around them. And thus they create even more chaos and confusion. If one is not orderly or at peace with oneself, how can that person generate peace in others? If these individuals are filled with chaos and rage, how on earth can these individuals be a spiritual advisor? How on earth do they even believe they can give spiritual advice when they're that out of control? If you have claimed bankruptcy multiple times in your life, why would you give financial advice? If you're on your third divorce, why would you give marriage advice? If you've been disciplined by a particular organization or have had multiple run-ins with the law, how do you convince yourself that someone else needs to be obedient and obedient to them and not some moral code or some law, but to them personally? They live a chaotic life filled with rage, confusion, and havoc. And they somehow think they can organize other people and other people's lives, when the only thing that they will do is create chaos in their lives. It's amazing to watch this. It's also amazing to observe this hypocrisy. It is like going to a sporting event and watching some out-of-shape person in the crowd yelling profanities at the professional athletes, and they're convinced their opinion actually matters, and they can train professional athletes. It is a sad state of affairs. Or they can give advice to a business person who is successful when they themselves have been a resounding failure throughout their lives. Or being spiritual advisors when during a 10, 15, 20-minute conversation, the other person clearly knows more than the narcissist, but yet the narcissist will preach and preach and preach, even though they have no idea what they're actually talking about. But yet the narcissist is convinced that they know more than this other person. And it's fascinating. Some narcissists will go to religious community and have like just a basic understanding, and then criticize somebody who's been in the religion for 20, 30, 40 years, criticizing that other person. And yet when you question the narcissist, just how much they actually know, they're a prime example of the Dunning-Kruger effect. Incompetent people, or stupid people, have more confidence than people with higher intelligence or more ability, because idiotic people do not realize what they don't know. And often they have more self-esteem because they're oblivious to what they don't know. They overestimate their abilities. The narcissist is a prime example of this. They overestimate their abilities, and they think they're superior to those who are actually superior to them. So in this video, I want you to think of times where you have seen this, especially with the communal narcissists. How often do they demand obedience from others, but yet they themselves are hostile to any form of leadership being imposed onto them? So the next time some narcissist tries to say, you need to be more submissive, or you need to you need to be more obedient, take a step back, look at their personal lives, and ask yourself, is that narcissist projecting what they themselves need to do?